carry up to 19 rockets, and the aircraft can carry a maximum of 76. There are a variety of rocket types available to the crew, depending on the target type. Next to and inboard of the rockets are the Hellfire missile launchers. Each launcher can carry 4 missiles and enables up to 16 to be carried on each helicopter. The Hellfire has 2 different modes of guidance, laser or radar. The laser-guided variant applies to a laser beam fired from the aircraft, whereas the radar-guided one is fire and forget. Located under the nose of the aircraft, 30mm cannon. This fires 10 rounds a second out to distances over 4 kilometers. The pilot will monitor over their right side, which they can use to aim and fire the gun. On the very front, you see the Apache sniping unit. This allows the Coast Guard gunner to find targets by day and night up to 127 miles making gauge. Past the sight, the pilot's night vision system displays a thermal image of the pilot's monitor, allowing sight is absolutely dark. Also housed within the sighting unit, the Apache laser. This is used to designate targets with a laser-guided Hellfire missile. It also provides range information to the aircraft and can be used to pass locations of targets between the aircraft, as we saw in the display earlier. Proposed aircraft will fly 360-degree wing over as they approach towards the centre of the airfield. This truly shows off the agility of the Apache, even loaded at its operational weight. If you'd like to see the Apache close up, learn more about the aircraft and meet some of our team, come and see the Apache static display and the Army Air Corps recruiting stand over to the far right of the airfield. Make sure you keep your cameras ready. We have one last explosion for you.
Probably. This would be all the things I've got in the box. This would be all the stuff I've got in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, as they approach back to the harbour, you have Captain Jim Traherne and Sergeant Luck. To your left, one of the posts and Sergeant to your right. Please put your hands together. 2015 Mac helicopter display. On behalf of everyone at the attack helicopter, we would like to thank the expert team who made this happen. I'd like to thank Mario Cosford for having us here today. Finally, we'd like to thank you, public, and thank you, Captain Johnny Rolls, of the attack helicopter display.
Will it be safer now?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And it'll be empty.
Yeah, because people are just scared to go in there.
We'll wait 2 hours, you wait for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Chin up.
What did you say? Shut up!
People say that.
Magnificent typhoon, actually not the same typhoon. It was to have been a special typhoon for
No, it's
this,
not then. It's not the camouflage one.
The colours of the Battle of Britain, so a camouflage typhoon. Unfortunately, it's sick. So Ben Westerly Brooks is going to be flying the same typhoon that we saw earlier, the very elegantly marked 29 Squadron solo display typhoon. And while we've got a moment, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Joan Scaldwell, celebrating her 85th today. Lots of love from Janet, Mark, Sarah, Brian, Lauren, Tiffany and Rachel. So there you go. Joan Scaldwell, happy 85th. I hope you have been and are continuing to have a great day.
One hand
So interesting comparisons between the two aircraft that we're going to see in a minute. Spitfire, top speed of 410 miles an hour. Typhoon, top speed of 1,550 miles an hour. So there's quite a difference there. Years.
This is small, I know.
Here they are, the Typhoon and the Spitfire. So in line of stern formation, just moving into that now.
There's room to speak with your mouth.
And a teardrop off to the left, just a way of reversing their direction of display. In the seats of the R.J. Mitchell elliptical wing and the Typhoon's advanced delta. Of course it has a canard wing, that's a tailplane at the front as well, so an absolutely different shape to that of the Spitfire, pulling the two aircraft round into a hard left-hand turn. Watch out for a break. Not the break this occasion. of 29 Squadron is the man in the Typhoon.
Don't do it right in front of them.
It's a shame they haven't got their camouflage Typhoon. It's in the colours of a Hurricane flown by Lieutenant James Nicholson, who was the only VC of the Battle of Britain. Now I think when they come back towards us this time, we should get a break, so you might want to have your camera ready to get a picture of these two aircraft splitting as they come back towards us. The voice rolling. This is the voice of the center of the display area. They should cross over at about that datum point. This must be extremely difficult to judge with two so dissimilar aircraft as this. Spitfire going like the clappers. The Typhoon not so. Now I think they're going to do opposition 360-degree turns in the middle of the field. First time I've seen this. This is a cracking idea. They'll pass each other pretty close by on the far side of the airfield. will be their final opposition pass, but I might just have that wrong. But this, I think, is going to be a very spectacular end. And it was 1935 when this aeroplane first flew, not this aeroplane, but the first Anson.
Okay.
And it rapidly became a coastal reconnaissance aircraft.
Toilet.
It was named after the 18th century First Lord of the Admiralty, Lord George Anson. She entered service with 48 Squadron in 1936. It was the RAF's first aeroplane with retractable undercarriage. We can see there the undercarriage. 21 RAF units eventually got the Annie in coastal reconnaissance and also in search and rescue roles, more of our search and rescue theme here at Cosford today. By the start of the Second World War, more than 1,000 of these had been built, but by then they were being used as trainers, which was the Annie's most important role. But the armed Annies were used in the anti-submarine role, carrying it's amazing when you think of it now, a meager 2 100-pound bombs. When you think of them, it made the first RAF attack of the war, Second War, in September 1939 on a German submarine. That's a lovely sight, isn't it? 3 Annies actually managed to fight off Messerschmitt 109s over the beaches of Dunkirk. They shot down 2 and damaged the 3rd. And later they had a version of the Annie with 2 20mm cannon training plan. They even sold 50 of them to the United States Army Air Force as trainers. Now Ben's got the wheels down on the Annie. We'll have seen as she took off, she's a tailwheel aircraft. We didn't believe in that tricycle undercarriage stuff until quite a bit later. After the American import. And the wheels slowly coming up into the engine nacelles there. And towards the end of the war, Avro developed the Annie into what they call the Avro 19. There's one of those in the static display off to the right-hand end, beautiful blue aeroplane. The RAF took some of those on as the C-19 communications transport, and British European Airways actually had some 19s on the Northern Ireland routes. They were still producing these airplanes in 1952, so from 1933 to 1952, it's not bad, one of the longest production runs ever. And the RAF kept using them until 1968. More than 11,000 of these airplanes were built. Not many left now.
Try to always position yourself in such a way that everyone can see it, and also try to do things for either end of the crowd. Sometimes it's often the crowd might find it.
That's the baddies coming in there.
this when it's boasts by a Messerschmitt 109. This is Germany's most important fighter of the war. 35,000 of these were built. A really excellent fighter aircraft, one of the best ever. First flew about the same time as the Annie in 1935, and was able to prove itself in the Spanish Civil War. Of this aeroplane, the Emil made mincemeat of all its enemies except the Spitfire. The Spitfire was the only aircraft at the time that could take it on. It was small size, high acceleration, fast climb and dive, and very good maneuverability. Although the cannon had better range and striking power than the British Ames machine guns. Problems with this aircraft, and here goes the Hurricane.
The elevators in a combat scenario is a two-handed affair. If it's a stone tight, but it does make you think when you had the 6-foot blonde blue-eyed German, how he ever fitted in it, let alone go to combat. Where all of that dressage was, so it was definitely a young man's game.
So the Messerschmitt 109 obviously needed dealing with.
But they were in a completely different way. A lot of them didn't or wouldn't have been as it had been. So they probably looked at the aeroplane rather than something they liked. They never saw another one. They probably wouldn't have liked it. Yeah, and every time they got in one, they thought, maybe today is the day I'm going to die. I think the key difference between the jet that you go up in on your holidays to Mallorca is very, very cramped, very hot, very noisy. I can imagine our cockpit being strapped in, the main west off, the parachute off, and all of the rest of the paraphernalia, oxygens off and so on. How they did that in the few seconds they did and scrambled in the air, I just don't know. It's a difficult aeroplane to actually clamber into, but to do all that in a hurry, in a scrambled situation, is a tricky exercise. And I haven't been sure some people got airport without ever doing the safety fires. Not because they probably thought it would just take too long. There's the odd sharp object your hands you touch yourself on some split pin or something that was sharp. So it is quite a hostile environment to actually work in.
Czech, Poland, Norwegian, Dutch, Belgium, join the according to our own. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duties, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth lost for 1,000 years, they will still say this was their finest hour.
And indeed, flying the Mustang in that tail chase on the Messerschmitt is one Norwegian, as Churchill included the Norwegians in that. Pilot is Lars Ness, who is flying the Mustang, which belongs to the Norwegian Spitfire Foundation.
Oh yeah, big trolley.
And there is the sound of the Mustang, very distinctive whistling sound.